All right, this is Master Use, and I have a report. This is supposedly, it's a leak, okay? It's a leak out of the Canadian government, allegedly. And I'm not verifying this, but there's information in here that is similar to other information I've heard about what they're trying to do here in the United States. Thus, because of the similarities with what I'm hearing from other sources, I decided to release this information. And the leak is right out of the Canadian government. And I'm going to say alleged. And it's shocking, but not surprising what they're trying to do. So I'm going to announce and tell you about the information as it's been given to me. You decide, make a decision on it, okay? They are going to, and this goes along with what I'm hearing about here in the U.S., they're going to phase in a secondary lockdown restriction on a rolling basis in major metropolitan cities in Canada. It's expected by November sometime. They're going to rush the acquisition of isolation facilities across the province and territory in Canada for those individuals who refuse to take vaccine. They're going to complete a total secondary lockdown, stricter than the first, expected by the end of December 2020. They're going to make some, this is one thing that did draw my attention heavily. We've been hearing about a world reset, economic world reset. This leak is giving data about it. They're going to have a complete secondary lockdown. They're going to reform the expansion of unemployment program to be transitioned into the universal basic income program. What they're talking about is people that aren't working are going to be put on socialism where they're allotted a certain amount of money. There's going to be another COVID attack, and it's going to be allegedly COVID-21, a mutation of COVID. That's what they're going to use as an excuse for all these lockdowns in Canada. And remind you, this is very similar to what they're attempting to do here in the United States. They're going to have enhanced lockdown restrictions, referred to as the third lockdown. Full travel restrictions will be imposed, including intercity and inter-province. They will continue to move to transition individuals to the universal basic income program, expected second quarter of 21. They're continuing on with the attack on people's freedoms. This is what this is about. They're not stopping. They are projecting supply chain breakdowns, inventory shortages, and large economic instability second quarter of 21. They're talking only 6-month period here, basically. They are going to deploy military personnel in the major metropolitan areas as well as all major roadways to establish travel checkpoints. They will restrict travel and movement. This leaker says that they were asked to help in this economic endeavor. They're talking about the crash and putting everybody onto a socialist payroll. They are going to deploy military personnel in the major metropolitan areas and all major roadways to establish the checkpoints. They are being told that they're moving everybody to this new form of socialist payroll to the citizens because there's going to be an economic collapse of international scale. Now, this is what sources are saying here in the United States. They are going to crash the economy to attempt to destroy President Trump and America. That's what I've been hearing also from United States sources. This is one reason I have brought this up about this leak from Canada. And this may have been sent to other people to try to get out. It wouldn't surprise me if it has. I don't know. They are going to set up a system where they will eliminate all people's personal debts. They will give them Canadian debt relief, and they mentioned the IMF is involved in this world debt reset. So they're promising people that they'll go on to this new payment system where the government gives them a certain amount of money. They'll relinquish all their debt, but there's other things they won't. They must agree to partake in the COVID vaccinations. Now, this is going so closely to what I'm hearing here in the U.S. from informants that there may be some credibility to this, and that's why I'm releasing it. If you don't have a vaccination, you will not have unrestricted travel. If you don't have a vaccination, you will be restricted. Individuals who do not take the vaccinations will be under lockdown indefinitely. They'll be under lockdown restrictions, to be exact, indefinitely. Those that transfer to the debt forgiveness program and go on the socialist payroll will have benefits like being able to travel anywhere. Those that refuse will be deemed a public safety risk and will be relocated to isolation facilities. Communism is here, and it is coming. It's already bad in Canada. It's coming here. Isolation facilities. They're going to remove these people and put them in concentration camps, is what they're saying. Once they're in those facilities, they will be given two options: participate in the debt forgiveness program or stay indefinitely in isolation facility under the classification of a serious public health risk, and their assets will be seized. They're saying that this whole agenda will move forward no matter what, who agrees or not. This is not just for Canada, it's for all nations. This is a global agenda, and they are doing it right under people's faces, and it's happening. They're being told that this will help promote change on a grander scale for all people. Same socialist crap. It's called being a communist prisoner. Canadians are moving into a dark future. This goes along with a lot of the other information I'm hearing. I'm hearing about the economic collapse. It is very possible for them to pull off the economic collapse. The economic collapse is to try to force everybody onto that socialist payroll, and they'll forgive your debts, and you're going to get money. It's this amount of money, but you got to take the COVID vaccine, or you can't travel. You're going to be put into a concentration camp. That's what they're saying, people. Now, this was released to me just recently. I'm not verifying the information. I'm saying that I have heard similar information coming from American sources. And so, knowing what's going on in Canada, I think it is I think that's probably true. I think it's true. Canadians have less rights than we have right now. And deploying military personnel into metropolitan areas, they're going to force people at the end of a gun to obey them and take these shots. That's what it's coming down to, people. They'll collapse your economy. They'll say that you're starving. They'll threaten your life. They'll put you in a concentration camp to force you to go along. And the sad thing is, there will be millions who will surrender and give up and voluntarily do this. And then there will be those who will fight. There will be those patriots that fight. And I would hope that these people would all stand up and refuse this. It is a death trap to go along with the vaccinations. It's a death trap to go along with the government that's doing this. It's a death trap, people. And if you don't believe me, you look at your world history and see how many people have been killed by communists in the communist way, in the socialist way. History, people seem to always forget history. Well, here's another release of insider information from within the Canadian government about what's going on. This is Master Hughes. I wish you well. What's going to happen to us, I don't know, but I do know this. I got a feeling we got a hell of a fight coming, or you're just going to be on your knees in front of these people, if not in concentration camps. It's that serious, people. It is really, really serious. Have a good day. This is Master Hughes. Bye-bye.